Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game D&D Night 10. That's right, we've been
Big
doing this for
10. Holy
10
heck.
whole nights.
Can you all believe it? That's a long-ass time to be playing some D&D. Now, first thing is first, welcome to Game D&D, everybody. I'm glad that you all are joining us again. There's a lot of moving parts that have been happening recently. And the reasons for those, well, a lot to do with the Mikage, which they are staring down right now, but we'll get to that. The first thing that I wanted to do is actually thank the good people over at Hexer's role-playing game boards for sending me this role-playing game board. It's a dry erase, and it's very easy to write on it, as you can see there.
You're not
and then just simply bloop, 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 erase it. And they have some awesome products there. They have a lot of different terrain that you can choose from. They also have a hexagonal side on the back of this one. So they have the squares and the hexes. This is not a sponsored video or anything, not a sponsored stream. Just wanted to thank them for sending that my way. Let's delve into the world of Theratil again, shall we? Let's go ahead and recap what our heroes did last time. While they were in Ravnica and in the Simic Guild, time before last, they gave the skin of Ascian to Momir Vig, who was trying to decipher anything that was within her genetic code, and unfortunately, something happened and caused her to mutate into a Category 3 Crisis. Which, for those that don't know, it's a kaiju. Like Godzilla. Like King Kong.
That is cool.
Like Rodan. She caused a lot of mayhem and started to go toward the town, put our heroes in a bit of a mess with all of her new mutated powers that were beginning to form, causing hydrochloric acid to start forming in the waters with her breath weapon that she was using. And they tried to get the help of Niv Mizzet, and they were able to solve a puzzle to get a audience with Niv Mizzet, visited him, and he said, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll get all of the pay runes to try to listen to your tale, to what's going on right now. They went into the Azoria Senate, and they tried to have reasonable talks with all of the pay runes, but the pay runes and their bigotry and their big-headedness started butting heads with each other. And the Mikage showed up, and he started throwing his monkey wrenches into the equation. And our crew figured out, with the help of Trollia, sensing that something was amuck, something was up. And it seemed as if the Mikage had some kind of control over the pay runes themselves, to where they were ignoring and brushing off every statement that our heroes made. And then Calabrash came in, who is a mysterious character that seems to have some kind of otherworldly powers. And he wanted one thing, something called an Etherean Hunter. And he got that out of the ground, and it was in some kind of cryogenic tube. And our heroes decided, you know what? Let's hop on that and charge it full of electricity. And boy, did they. And they jump-started its heart, and it erupted from the cryogenic stasis that it was in. And now it is staring them down. And Draxus had the bright idea, with a yell from, I believe it was Moxie, to stab it in the eyeball. This large, feral, ferocious creature that is larger than a horse is staring them down with colors of azure and crimson running through its body, and a large tail that comes to a giant eyeball. And Draxus stabbed it right in the eyeball tail. And boy, did it look pissed last time that we saw it. And they were able to get the Mikage riled up. And finally, when Calabrash came, the Mikage, the jig was up. they finally showed the entire Payroon Council that the Mikage is not necessarily who he says that he is. So he went with Calabrash and is now behind our heroes that just released this Etherean Hunter. And the Mikage also seemed to place some kind of spell on one of the council members. We'll have to see how that plays out. But welcome, everyone, and let us begin.
Before we dive in, I just want to say, you make it sound like we woke it up on purpose.
It was
Absolute.
by accident, but it's hilarious how it happened.
Yes.
The move was intentional. The outcome was an accident.
I mean, I was just trying to, hold it away from them, and then Moxie was like, I'll use a shockwave to push it back, and nope.
Then, boom, shakalaka, angry kitty.
So standing in front of you all now is this large cat-looking creature. It's a feline. It looks like a feline of some kind. Stark red and blue patterns go down its entire body, and it has an extremely elongated tail that comes to a large eyeball. It's staring directly at you, and it has Draxus's dagger directly in the midsection of its eyeball. And this cat starts moving its head around, and you see the eyeball twitching a little bit, and the dagger just starts pushing itself out, and it drops onto the ground, and the eyeball is looking at you all, and it starts glowing red and then turns away from you, and it starts walking straight past you all as if it doesn't even think you exist.
Right.
Guys,
Well, let's get out of
guys.
here.
Just
I was gonna
ignore.
say, guys, we need to get out of here very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Run like fuck or kiss your ass goodbye.
It goes right over to Calabrash, and he
Oh.
says, "Ignore them. They are of no use. Right now, we are after people that have a specific bloodline in mind, my child." The Mikage says, "They are quite annoying. Do you not think we should snuff them out now?" "No. Sujiro, not yet. Come. We have work to do." You see him open a portal as the three of them walk through, ignoring you all completely. And you are left there in the courtroom. There's a man that is starting to writhe as he's seemingly mutating. And you see the leader of the Golgari stab his staff on the ground, and you see fungus start wrapping over that individual, holding him in place as it starts bringing him down into the ground. "Enough of that." They seem to have their wits about them again. A lot of them are shaking their heads and holding their heads. Ugh. What are we doing here?
You were called here to discuss a problem which has now seen itself out, called Mikage Sujiro.
Well, they came here to
And
address
he-
I'm pointing at the giant head the dragon dropped behind us.
Yes, the level 3 crisis that was going to destroy the city, and then Niv Mizzet so kindly took care of it for us.
The mutated kaiju head of Aseon is laying in the middle of the courtroom,
I mean,
mouth slightly ajar, tongue sticking out, blood spewing.
I have heard of a cat shitting on someone's pillow before, but I have never heard of dropping a mutation's head on the Senate floor. That's, it's quite a statement.
Jokes now.
Can I get
Yes.
a listen if my dagger is still there?
We nearly died. I'm allowed a slight bit of humor.
Can you do what now?
Can I go look and see if my dagger is still there?
It probably.
You can.
Okay. I was
Just,
like,
just careful. Be careful of the rigor mortis that sets in.
You
Get
see
trapped in there.
Tralia go over to the kaiju head. She's trying to lift the mouth open to see if there's any dagger in there. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh right, it might have dissolved by now.
11.
The dagger is gone. It has dissolved entirely.
Well,
And then I walk over and pick up my my dagger because it fell out of Angry Kitty's tail eye onto the floor. So now I gotta go get it.
you might want to wash that.
I say to Moxie in a hushed tone, perhaps we should address the pay runes about whether we are still required here or otherwise.
When we first came before you, we were trying to address the issue of the return of the Cinder Flame Sharlock. None of you believed us at the behest of the Meikage. Each of you that we spoke with outside of these walls was willing to entertain the notion, but as soon as we were back and you were under his influence again, we were dismissed almost outright. Now that you've seen him for who he is and know the truth of our words, perhaps you'll give us credence.
The Mikage does seem to have something that he was planning. Not quite sure what it was.
Niv Mizzet says as he shifts his head around.
What you say could very well be true. What do you have to tell us why we're all here?
Prepare your city. It could very well be under attack by some major forces soon.
You see Aurelia, her angel wings shift ever so slightly as embers fall off of it. Very well. The Boros Legion will always protect the city of Ravnica. What say you, brothers and sisters? They all start looking around at each other, and they start nodding their heads.
Very well. Then it would appear as if we are going to ready forces for some kind of attack that could happen. We appreciate the input.
Absolutely. We hope
Well,
to prevent
I
as
expect it
much
would be a-
damage as possible.
You speak rather vaguely. I expect it'll be a draconic attack.
If what you say is true, and Sharlock has returned, there's all manner of creatures at his disposal.
One of which just walked out. Actually.
3 of which.
Well, specifically
Back
creatures.
when the original battle took place, there were a great many dark creatures he used. His influence was great. Whether or not that was all on his own or at the behest of possibly the Mikage's help, we don't know.
I have a question.
Go away.
Several days ago, I had a vision of the end of this if the Cinder Flame were awakened. The land in ruin, dragons abound. He said his reign is here, he shall ascend. The herald screaming, let it be known that my master is here to stay. And I saw someone cloaked who said that they were too late and they need to be assembled again. They, referring to some entity known as the Chamber. He went on to speak of the Ravnikins and the pay runes. And so I wonder, do you know what this chamber is?
Long ago, when this happened, all of the realm got together, putting our differences aside, and we formed a pact that today we call the Guild Pact. That pact It was broken as soon as the cinder flame was put down. Now, whether or not we can get the chamber all put back together, that is to be seen.
Well, it sounds
We
like
could
it's
use all the help we could get to spread the word.
that's already been our mission. We'll happily continue.
Out to
I would
send.
advise this. When you do have some more proof, do whatever you need to. I don't care if you have to go to one of his court of cinders and lob their fucking head off. Lay it at their feet.
Sounds like a plan.
Very good plan.
But I reckon you could do something even better than that.
What would you suggest?
You see the Obsidat shuffle as they say,
Well, there's a great amount of power that is coming off of your persons. What is this?
I shake out the bracelet, and all I can think to do is say the name, but I can't remember what it is. Fillmore?
Elmore.
So I say the name and I hold it out. I don't know what's going to happen.
you see Asperia say, "Ah," with her booming voice. Those are the weapons of heroes that you possess. You would do well, if they're on your person, to see if you can tap in to their power. Doing
How would-
that and activating them might be all the proof that you need, for those items only show up in the darkest of times.
I see.
How would we do that?
One of the ways that you could do that
The Golgari leader says,
is by going and training with those that helped before,
Where would that be?
spread throughout the realms.
Throughout the realms. Okay.
So we're going on a long-term caravan, it seems. This will be fun.
Sure.
Training with different senseis might help you to perfect your power.
And create lots of dead things that you will enjoy.
Momir Vig says,
However, the thing that you need to keep in mind is now that one of these Aetherian hunters is out of its cage, it will hunt you down if it gets your scent again. If Sharlock deems you a target, it will chase you to the very ends of time.
So it sounds like we should lay low until we are ready.
Indeed.
Do whatever you must in order to assure your safety and that we can get all the pieces in place.
Dos rears his head as you see flames erupt.
I say that they just let it happen. A grand carnival for the world to see, filled with
Yes.
glorious chaos.
Yes, sure. Right up
Excepting
until the
Lord
world is completely
Rakdos.
annihilated.
Yes, excepting Lord Rakdos, that you expressed extreme displeasure as it would also destroy your precious carnival, if I'm not
Of
badly
course.
mistaken.
But you gotta admit, the ticket prices would sell out the window.
You're not wrong.
Fair point. Very fair point.
After all,
I
end of the
take
world,
that.
another doomsaying sells well.
At the same time, if the show, so to speak, is everywhere, who's going to buy a ticket?
Hmm. I'm a demon lord. I'll figure out something.
They always do. Always do.
Regardless, I think we have some training we need to do.
And
Yes,
I
we
want
do.
alcohol.
Well,
After
first
a
we
near-death
have.
experience, I need alcohol.
First, I think we need to address something in the sewers, but after that, where. Would anyone have a suggestion where we should begin?
Hmm.
Where is closest?
They all start looking at each other.
Well, one of the closest places that did have someone that could help you, I believe, has been taken over by what you say.
Which one?
Timbervale?
Timbervale.
Timbervale.
Midas. Yes, covered in gold.
If that is true, I don't know whether or not he'd be alive anymore,
Perhaps.
but it wouldn't hurt to check.
Now,
Exactly what I was about to say.
now, what's the second closest place in case we can't go there?
Oh,
I
the most
have a
pragmatic
feeling
thing I've heard
you
the child
already
say.
know the answer.
I already know the answer.
One of you does. Someone knows of a place that has answers.
You talking about Blind Karen by chance?
No.
Let's see.
Over the table, you were given this in your one-on-ones.
Oh, so Dracor.
Ooh.
Rockcore.
That's right. Yes.
Rakor is a very mystical place, and I know of someone there that could help as well. Those are your two best guesses at this point.
Okay. At least we have a starting.
All right,
That's
I
right.
guess we go to Dracor because I don't think any of us want to take on a pompous gold dragon.
Oh, not
That is
necessarily.
not. That is not a thing
I'll skip out on.
for now. We'll have to face him eventually.
That's
He
right.
is a member of the court. We will
mean,
have to face him.
If it's on the way, it's no harm to stop in where this person who could help us is supposed to be to see if we can learn more.
Yeah.
We just have to stay out of sight of the new overlord.
Discretion
don't-
will remain key in pretty much every new place we visit from here on.
On the other hand, the last time I was
Yes.
in Timbervale, I was arrested for being near you.
Yes,
probably-
yes.
They probably have other priorities now.
Most of the populace is currently dead. So
Now, do we begin our travels?
Well, first, I
I'd
think
Before
say
you
we
go,
take.
I think that each of us might have something to bestow upon you.
That would be wonderful.
Like 3 things.
I won't refuse the pay runes.
Aurelia stands up. Kai Caden, get out your signet.
very well.
She reaches her hand out as your signet starts to glow. We thank you for helping to save the city from Assia. You now have that guild signet that allows you to cast heroism. It's a first level enchantment. It might be easier if I took pictures of each of these and sent them to you all. Of what they do. So we had Rakdos, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Rakdos. We also had Selesnya.
Mm-hmm.
And Simic, is that it?
Yep.
I think so.
To Simic.
Unless I remember one of you said that you wanted to change your guild. Is that
That
right?
was Moxie. Because
think-
Moxie doesn't trust how crazy Momir Vig is. But then again, Moxie doesn't trust a lot of things.
Address now if you wish to.
I have lost my signet as I wish to remove myself from the Simic Combine. I find I cannot uphold the tenets of its brotherhood.
Momir Vig says, and why exactly is that?
I cannot abide your insistence upon natural selection always taking its course.
Natural selection is the only way in which we can get exactly where we need the biology of people to be. If
And it is
this
for
is
that
not
reason.
something that you wish to partake in, then while all of the pay runes are here would be the best time. Otherwise, there's a ritual you can try to do on your own. Address
I would wish.
the council. I have no more words with someone that does not wish to seek the same ideologies. As he does so, you see your membrane starting to leave your body as he takes away your newfound power. The ability to fly and glide is now yours to never possess again.
I am comfortable with that. I will not live in deceit.
Go ahead, whoever you are wishing to join with, address them now.
I turn to Rakdos.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
It's not in my nature to deny myself who I am. I feel most at home standing in the carnival.
Do you now?
I'm a bard, and my bloodline comes from hell. What better place to be?
Interesting.
Surprising. You seemed rather fond of Niv Mizzet's guild to me.
My blood explodes when you attack me. I think we know where I belong now.
Up to you, I suppose.
I've sent all of you your. Are you sure, Moxie? Because this is over table. Your guild power is something you already possess.
Yeah.
I've sent
guild-
everybody in their DMs their
I
new
mean-
ability.
Moxie has a natural aversion to the way Simic does things. She does not have as much of a problem with how Rakdos does everything.
You know that retribution attack you used?
I'm going to give all of you a little time to deliberate. I'm going to give Sarah her thing. She can't see it right now. So I'm going to let her write this down.
Yes, I put it in my spell sheet.
I'm gonna be a speedy guy.
So I'm just saying, Mox, that hellish retribution, you've already
Oh.
got it.
Hellish rebuke.
That's it.
I mean, honestly, it's something that Moxie's been fighting with since the Crisis incident. Like, since that started, when he didn't take any of us seriously about the danger that Ascion posed. She was pretty much against it almost as soon as she joined because she saw just how different her ideals were. This is not a question of anything else except her ideals.
Yeah. I'm not saying go back to the other one. I'm saying you sure Rakdos.
I mean, the problem is, I know for a fact Gruul does not suit her. I know for a fact Golgari does not suit her. The Dimir definitively does not suit her. The Boros won't have her. She won't stay in the Simic. Izzet is far above her pay grade in terms of her intelligence. She is not smart enough to stay there. Selesnya is definitively not where she belongs. She is not a peaceful creature by nature. Orzhov? None of us belong in Orzhov.
Say that again.
None of us belong in the Orzhov. I'm still missing a couple. Not sure which ones.
I'm gonna
Azorius?
AFK for half a moment.
The Azorius, there are too many rules. The only thing that seems to suit a bard with a hellish bloodline is Rakdos.
And in Rakdos, there are no rules.
I mean, she's been a bard for she's been a musician most of her life. Like that's her thing. And it doesn't matter what she gains from the guild. It's where she knows that she's not going to feel as if she's opposing anything. She might say no
Right.
to a little bit of extra pain here and there. She might say, no, I'm not up for it. But Moxie's going to feel most at home among other bards and among other performers. It's what she is. She's a performer.
Well, welcome
Just
to
because
the
she
team.
does... Yes, and if we're honest, you still require a bit of a babysitter. You're getting there, but you still need someone to keep an eye on you.
Well, if you just put your dues in the envelope, you get your Rakdos bomber jacket. Welcome to the club.
So, over the table, do keep in mind that, yes, Moxie thinks you've made progress. Don't take that for granted.
I'm trying. I really am.
I
Right.
know. But, like I said, it's not... It shouldn't surprise anyone who's seen how Hellish Rebuke works, what happens when that goes off.
Don't harm a charm.
Moxie's voice changes. Her eyes glow. She starts to look feral. That Hellish Rebuke does a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You
Be
don't
a shame the power
actually...
couldn't double as a result of.
Did everybody get their new abilities?
So, Justin, I have a question. So, for Hellish Rebuke on D&D 5e, it only says warlocks can use it.
Mine is a racial ability. Mine is given to me by virtue of what I am.
Yours is given to you by another
Yours is given to you by
entity.
an item.
Okay, so you can be given a spell that doesn't necessarily belong to your race, but you can't get it through other means.
You can
Enchanted
get
items.
you can
are
get
the
a
great-
lot of different things via other means.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I have
Did you
Fireball.
receive the message that I sent you?
Yes.
Dream?
Yes,
got
I
it?
have it, and I have Hellish Rebuke in my spell sheet.
Good. Okay, then I believe everybody has everything that I have to give them at this current point in time.
At least
Except
over
for-
the table.
Moxie choosing hers. So are you going with Rakdos? Because there are... let's see. You have
Hellish
the
Rebuke.
Azorius, you have House Dimir, you have Rakdos, you have the Gruul, you have the Selesnya, Orzhov, the Golgari, which you seem to have a lot in common with them too, Simic, Izzet, and Boros.
I mean, it seems that the way that Moxie naturally is, one, she's a thing of hell, and then two, she's a bard. She thinks her talents are best suited to staying in the Rakdos, honestly.
Okay. And then if
Like,
that is your choice.
The
Is
Golgari seem a little too death-obsessed. She knows nothing of House Dimir, so she's not throwing her lot into a place that she has no idea who they are.
It is too bad Hellish Rebuke couldn't be doubled or even like 1.5 times as effective as a
I
result
mean,
of
with the
rejoining.
Golgari, you'd get Entangle. So, it could be.
I'm not meta-ing on that. I am specifically thinking of what Moxie
Yep.
knows, and I haven't looked into it. Moxie, for all of the people that she's been around, all of the pay runes.
Silence. If Rakdos is your choice, then choose now. Do you wish to pledge yourself to the eternal blood carnival?
Yes. So long as you
Good.
understand my blood catches things on fire.
That's all the more fun. You see a burning sigil start appearing on your neck as chains wrap around it, and it fashions a collar that ends in the signet.
Fancy.
There,
I rather
child,
like this. I rather
you
like
are
this.
now a part of their carnival. I sense that my gift would be wasted on a creature such as yourself.
Who?
The gift that I would give. A boon to yourself. You already know the spell, don't you?
I'm sure I do.
The
By that virtue.
rebuking of hell.
Yes, the very damaging spell that happens when someone attacks me.
I could give you another boon.
If you are so gracious, I will accept.
Your mouth cinches closed as he mutters into his hand. And he sends it towards your way as a bolt of flame hits your lips. You now have a new song that you can cast called the Song of Embers.
Song of Embers, yes. I will add that to my list.
The Song of Embers, for right now, for you, it does 1d6, and you must use concentration when casting it. It is in a demonic tongue, so it's abyssal when you start to do the song, and it catches one target right now on fire, and they take fire damage.
The 1d6 of damage, Song of Embers.
It can last up to 5 minutes.
Okay.
You have 3 charges to use it a day.
Alright.
How many charges does Hellish Rebuke have?
Great question.
I feel like most of these talismans would have the same amount.
Yeah,
If
it's
not
like
all.
3.
No.
No charges for Hellish Rebuke?
There is. Just
As
have to
I'm
find it.
seeing at this current point in time.
Alright, well, let me know if you find something saying otherwise. And then I
Right
will
now,
start
we're
down
just
for
going to
it.
say 3 for this
Okay.
current point in time.
Okay.
Until
I
I
think it's
figure out
either.
It's either-
more.
A signet has 3 charges and regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn.
There you go. Then there you go.
You use 1 charge to cast a
Your
spell.
answer.
And it says that on every signet ring that I can see.
I've made
So-
them into necklaces.
Like it. I have a
Well.
choker now. I am quite excited. Alright. There we go.
If anybody else wants theirs in a choker style, then it so shall be.
I'm sure your character can
There
adjust
it shall be. Yeah.
it.
I'm happy with my necklace.
It's up to you.
Just
Okay.
see our big-headed halfling with the choker they can never take off.
So as each of the payrunes give their gifts of activating your signets and giving you newfound abilities, they say,
Now, it is up to you. You must go and do whatever it is that you find in your best interest and in the interest of all the realms. Your story is just beginning. The way that you tell your tale and the way your story will read will be up to you to write its chapters. I suggest you make it a good one.
Thank you.
In every way
pressure.
we
And
can.
now. And now.
No
let's go find this
pressure.
bird.
You're only trying to save the world.
Yeah. I say,
Well-
drinks for that, huh?
However, what I will say is I would not be saying these things to just anyone. The hero weapons chose each of you. There's a reason for that. What it is, you'll have to find out.
Very well.
Well, shall we?
Let's go get wasted.
Yeah, we've earned it.
Let's-
I will wait until we're out of this particular room to say the next thing that I want to say.
I give a bow, and I then say the exit is now behind us. Shall we?
Thank you
Sarah
all
for
for
what
your
else?
advice.
Yes.
each of the payrunes bow.
Momir, sorry for the throat slit thing. Heat of the moment. My
It's
bad.
probably better to let it go.
Shut up.
I had completely forgotten about that.
Thank
That
you
was-
so much. Thank you. And out the door. Out the door.
Are you pushing
As
him
you
out the
all
door?
leave the chambers of the courtroom and you come to the outside of Ravnica, a breath of fresh air hits you, and also the smell of smoldering places where the battle between Ascion and Niv Mizzet seemed to take place.
Nothing like fresh embers in the morning, right, everyone?
So,
Draxus,
Two-
what part of the word discretion eludes you?
I
two,
wanted to
two,
be nice and make up for it.
two things that I would like to mention, leaving that aside. Moxie, Rakdos seems so out of character for you. Are you sure?
You don't recall that.
No, I know what you're capable of, but their character seems at odds with your character. You just seem... Never mind. You've surely thought this through. My
You
opinion
have
probably means
not
nothing.
seen. You have not quite seen the side of my personality that suits this guild, and I hope
But-
you don't for a while.
I have seen the side of your personality that is present day by day. And I rather enjoy it.
Yes.
So I'll leave that alone and trust your own judgment for yourself. Other than that, we
You
probably
hear a
need to address
familiar-
Krenko.
clickety-clack of adorned fingers as you see Krinko coming up to you all,
Kai, do you know
As
what
he-
ironic timing is?
puts out an ember on his ear.
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
That's what I want to know. Firstly, why me fucking city's on fire? Two, and why there's not a Goblin King's head right at me feet?
I think you should talk to Momir Vic about that. This
As
is
I
not our
was saying,
fault.
we should, as our very next course of action, take care of Krenko's request. for the
Yes.
assistance he gave. Hello.
Things got out of hand
Well,
in
Very
the
Mary
Civic
good.
got us
Combine.
extremely sidetracked.
Praxis, don't be rude.
So, hey, over the table, everybody, real quick. Over the table to kind of get us in a better notion. And this is for everybody, because pretty much everybody has done it at some point or another. Talking over one another. I'm going to implement something. If you are wanting to say anything prudent, do this. I will see it. I see all of you right here. Raise up a hand. I'll get to you. Let whoever is starting a conversation finish what they're saying, and then we can each roll through there. This would be if we were in a setting where we were all together in real life. Wouldn't be that, but big of a deal. But since we're having to do this like this, I think that might be the best way. If you all agree, if you don't, tell me.
I would say,
think that was-
especially since Discord likes to duck down certain people's volumes when other people talk, and it seems to choose that at random. Generally
it's
speaking, I think it's a very good idea to take turns
It
talking.
is. I think Kai was the one who started talking first, so we'll let him explain what happened in the Civic Combine.
No. I'm good.
Okay,
I had
fine.
nothing to do with the decisions that happened there. So-
Then I'll explain it. Things got dicey. Momir got out of hand. Something crazy happened. Niv Mizzet got involved, killed a giant critter. That's why the city's on fire, and that's why we've only just now gotten out of the Azorius Senate, which we hate. So which way
You know
is
what?
your...
I really like those necklaces you all got there. They're real nice. Those guild signets, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did
Who's
say we
got the
needed
one that does the coolest thing?
It depends on what you
I-
decide is cool.
What really sticks it in someone, eh?
I don't know. That might be a tie between myself and Draxus. We both have the same signet, but different abilities.
Yes, but you can already do what he does. His does.
That's
Just on your own.
fair. That's fair.
All's I'm gonna say, keep them close to your chest. Or sometimes get slippery fingers. That's the terminology, ain't it? Slippery fingers.
Sticky? Perhaps?
Slippery, right?
I would imagine slippery means you're dropping stuff a lot.
Right.
Sticky.
Do I sit here and tells you how to speak English?
Hey, you asked.
Oi, who's the professor here, Mr. Professor Monk?
Kai,
You a professor now? Oh,
Let's-
here we go.
Get educated.
let's...
Do we want to have this
Here we
discussion,
go.
or do we want to get after your target?
I think that you alls needs a good drink.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
And you find me after you've had yourself a couple grogs, yeah?
Grog.
Where can we find you?
Eh, I'll
He'll
find
find
you
her.
if I want to. Go on, lads. Have a good one on me.
All right.
Thank you, Cranko.
Come
You see
along.
Krinko walking away with the two other. Oh, okay. The two other goblins that follow suit behind him.
I love the Tweedle
It's
twins.
good to know that they are good. It's good to know that they're getting on.
Let's drink.
Then I guess we
One of
find
the
nearest
largest
bar.
pubs in town is right next to you.
Of course, it's right across from the...
Azorius Senate.
Yes. And the reason for that, I don't know why you all never asked before. You could probably
it's just-
imagine.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just the puzzle pieces kind of...
One, the
Yeah.
lawyers get stressed. Two, the clients get stressed. Three, the Senate meetings are god awful boring.
It's like bail bonds next to the jail. It just makes sense.
I think we hadn't asked before because it hasn't come up before. This is the first I recall hearing of it.
That's true.
That's because nobody asked.
Yep.
Let's
would
get
we have
But
wasted.
it is
got
called the
distracted by
Gilded
Krinko.
Coil. It is called the Gilded Coil, and it is right there.
let's go inside.
Excellent.
Very
As
well.
you all go inside, you see that this is a very elaborate setup. It has about 3 tiers to it, and there are people that are drinking and playing music on every floor, and you just hear, a cacophony of different sounds. People partying, people laughing, people crying, people yelling, and there's about 3 different bartenders.
Moxie,
Quite lively in here. I wonder if
Yes.
they're aware of what happened outside.
Yes, McNick.
let's, I know you're going to want to play, so let's all try and stick somewhat together. We'll follow you to where you want to play.
Can I discern anything looking around? Where might the best place to earn a significant amount of money would be that I can
The
get
place
to?
that has the most people is the bottom floor.
Okay. Well,
It seems from
it
what
looks
you all
above.
can decipher that there is kind of a class system that's going on here. It seems like the hoity-toity people, by the way that they're dressed and draping over the balcony, some of them that are, kind of drunk and slouched over the top of the balcony, you can see that their clothes are very well made. So you can guess that that's probably where the hoity-toity people are, then the middle class, and then more of the poor.
Let's be real. The
Ish.
less wealthy are far more likely to part with their coin.
Yes, unless you catch their attention. Observe.
You're the
I
expert.
had a 19 on dice. That's a total of nobody spit your drinks. That's a total of a 28 perform check.
Well played. Do go on. What do the rest of you do while she is performing?
Find the bartender closest to Moxie, get a drink, get a table.
Okay. Kai, what are you doing?
I'm going to sit with McNick, attempt to stay alert, and probably have a nap.
Draxus?
I grab the grog, but I don't sit down at the table. I sit down near Moxie in case there's some kind of problem.
Trolley?
The table's going to be near Moxie.
I'd like to ask the bartender if they serve bread, like a loaf of bread.
Yes, we've got a lot of bread here.
Okay, can I get just one fresh loaf?
Yeah, that'll be 2 copper. Thank you.
So
He gives you a
seeing-
nice hunkin' hunk of bread.
And I stick it in my bag.
So
What?
seeing
You're not
that,
going to share with the table?
Oh, no, this isn't for you.
Is it
so seeing that
Who's it for?
go down, Micknick goes back to the bar. Like, I will take 3 of those loaves if you've got them.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you.
6 copper.
Moxie, are you about to perform?
She's up somewhere you can hear her quite loudly.
Okay, so
2
she's
of the
current. Okay,
loaves
so you're
make it
currently
onto the
performing.
table,
Okay.
Kai.
Mm-hmm. I had a 28 for my
Awesome.
perform check. That's like almost unheard of.
Okay.
What are the rest of you going to do at this time?
Well, I'm just sitting near the stage or wherever Moxie's playing in case there's a problem, and I'm lightly sipping my grog, just being glad that we don't have to deal with a class 3 crisis.
Each of you are doing, eating, drinking. Kai, it seems like he passes out on the table. He's just taking a nap. And-
Pobrecito.
Not drinking anything. I didn't sleep last night.
So he's passed out asleep. There's not a drink in his hand. Moxie's playing. Charlie, are you sitting with them?
No, I wanted to take my loaf of bread outside and see if I can get some critters around and earn a little bit of money.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I need to buy a new dagger, by the way. Need 7.
Hmm?
7. Good.
Do plus your charisma modifier.
So that's a 2, so that's 9.
Okay. So you see a couple of birds that land on your shoulder. a couple of sparrows that have landed on your shoulder. You can attempt to try to get more here in the next little bit.
Okay.
For those of you that are sitting at the table, feel free to discuss anything that you need to while I look at a couple of things that I need to do.
I will certainly discuss lots with my sleeping compatriot
Wake him up.
and my.
He's been
other
asleep. You all have been.
compatriot that is-
Moxie's been performing right now for about 20 minutes or so, and the rest of you have been drinking, eating, regaling.
I
Things of that
imagine
nature.
I don't get anywhere close to tipsy with the single drink that I bought, given that right before consuming it, I consumed an entire loaf of bread.
True.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna.
You are
inhibit
not.
that.
Knifehead!
Kai, have some bread.
Yeah. Yes. You have a knife? No. I'll just tear it. Sorry. Odd dream.
You're fine. We have had an odd few days, after all.
Tralia, if you want to roll another d20, a good 10 minutes has passed. You've been trying to get attention with the sparrows, but it doesn't seem to be bringing in a whole lot of people.
That was a 15.
15 plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, no. That... Charisma, that's 2, so 17.
17. There's a couple of new creatures that start to come near you. One is this panther-like creature that just, it goes away from its owner. You see it kind of go away from its owner. As you see Tralia, she's touching the ground, and animals are starting to be drawn to her as she is doing this.
And
And
I
you
get on my
see-
loaf of bread, and I start giving it, like, putting little crumbs on it.
So you now have a panther, a couple of birds, and there is another creature that joins you that comes off of the Izzet Tower and starts coming over to you in a flash of lightning and fire, and it is a lightning phoenix. So you can put on quite the show with these 4 creatures.
That sounds like a gorgeous bird.
It is.
So, Micnic, I'm curious. While on the Senate floor, there was mention of a place starts with a D where we're supposed to go after checking Timbervale, or in lieu of checking
Yes.
Timbervale.
I'm
What do you know of it? I haven't heard
I'm
of
not
it.
sure why you didn't get pulled into our extra meeting with our favored friend, but he mentioned that Drakor is a place we'll definitely want to visit. I unfortunately missed exactly what all is there, but
Tell
I
you, the name
understand
sounds
it's-
draconic enough.
yeah, I understand
me
it's a
on edge.
place we can at least get started with some training and probably also plenty of answers. Though, of
So
course,
you-
remaining as discreet as possible.
So you saw Hex again. You spoke with Hex.
Yes, I spoke with our friend. I make
Are
a
we not to
I
say
make
his
a
name?
gesture, kind of acknowledging the surroundings.
We are not to mention the name then.
I am
Fair
going
enough.
to remain as discreet as possible. And I take a swig of my drink.
I see. Is there anything that I should know of this particular interaction that you feel free saying in these surroundings? I take that as a no.
Trying to see if there's anything else that I actually got to record. I don't think I had my notes up properly for last night's one-on-one.
Also, it might be prudent
So-
information to tell you all that this pub does have an inn as well.
Ah,
Fantastic.
So,
neat. What
Hey,
time of day is
Draxus.
it anyway? We've been at this. 3
it's
sessions,
rounding
one
about
day?
8 o'clock at night right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so the party's just getting started.
Sure.
Hey, Draxus,
Yes.
come here for a sec.
Sure. Then I walk over to Dame.
You notice that oddly
Nick,
in
Nick.
Ravnica, it seems like less people are here at nighttime. There's a lot of people that seem to be leaving.
Draxus, my memory's gone a little foggy. What all do you remember from our meeting last night?
Well, I remember he told us to go to Drakor. He discussed the weapons of old with us. And he told us to get the hell out of the Azoria Senate and run.
Run?
He said the Etherean hunter, will find us. We need to go somewhere safe.
I suppose the urgency of that particular statement resolved itself.
Indeed,
does
it
seem
did.
that
I'm
way.
not sure if even Hex predicted that because he told us to run. So
I
Now-
imagine he was erring on the side of safety there. It seems that the largest enemy is unaware of our specialty that we all share. And so perhaps we still have some discretion on our side and some time away from the hunters.
Speaking of discretion, would you prefer we get a room so that you could speak more freely?
I think that would be wonderful.
As Moxie's performance starts to wind down, you notice that some of the upper, middle, and everybody has given you some coin. So you actually end the night with a fair 12 gold with everything combined. And as for Tralia outside, you end up with 10 gold.
This is not
At the
bad
end
at all.
of the performance.
I think that's enough
Not
for a dagger.
bad, not bad.
Tralia can pick herself out a nice dagger.
I go up to the barkeep that I can best determine is in charge of giving rooms, selling rooms.
You see a small gnome that is, he's cleaning the counters and he's also writing things down in a book. And he's kind of holding his head.
Excuse me, would you happen to have rooms available?
Rooms? Yeah, we've got some rooms. How many you need?
I think, we
Depends
want to
on how many
bunk
beds
together.
they have.
How many of you are there?
So there's six of us?
No. There's 5.
7? 5. I've lost count.
We'll take 5 rooms, sir.
All right. That'll be 2 gold.
Here you are.
No, we'll be on the bottom floor in the back.
Very well, thank you.
There are 2 sets of double doors that lead to some of the more common rooms that are on the bottom floor of this place. Does everybody go to their rooms?
Let's all go
Yes.
to one room first, just to have our discussions.
Yep.
You all go into a rather small room, but it fits all of you comfortably. There's 2 tables in each room with a stool, very basic bed, and some racks for you to put your bags or anything else that
How many
you're
racks?
wanting.
Dos?
In each room, there's 2.
Dos racks?
Dos racks.
Rack, dos. Got it.
But
Rack, dos. Fuck.
Ha!
That's so dumb. Okay. You all are alone for all intents and purposes.
I'm sure Thane at least appreciated my dad
I
joke.
did. I
Sorry,
did.
I mean bad joke.
I was
No, I think I was right the first time.
taking care of a bit of trash in chat, so You got a giggle out of me, but
Trash? What happened?
spammers.
YouTube people doing stuff that
Oh.
they're not
Get
supposed to
famous
do.
by
Probably
clicking
Twitch,
this link
actually.
and signing your life away to our fly-by-night service.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yep.
We just need your credit card info for verification.
Like I
You
said,
all
sign your
are
life away.
alone to have your discussion.
So
Okay.
what is what
So, Moxie, as you recall, right before Draxus's dagger was spit out, we had a meeting with our good friend Hex, but you may also recall that Kai wasn't there, so he's a bit out of the
Right.
loop.
So
I would like to be brought into the loop.
we've been told also that the books that our nice friend wants so badly are quite close.
Quite.
Like almost in plain sight close.
Somehow, which we gotta figure
Somehow.
out, but
We also
I feel like the universe is laughing at us.
I have the feeling the universe probably is, because the universe is that cruel.
You calling me the universe? I have a space shirt on.
No, that's just a happy coincidence.
How serendipitous.
The universe.
Yes, the universe is not necessarily kind, especially to the weak, which we currently are. And yes, Drakor was the place that at least 2 different people have said. So that seems to be the place that we should go and tentatively check Timbervale on the way, and then very hurriedly scurry past Timbervale.
heads ducked down, cover, etc., etc.
None of you saw what I did. Midas vomited molten gold upon the populace and the giant massive tree in the center of the city, and then made that into his throne, and has roosted as such.
You never explained that to us in any capacity, so that's very
I
Yeah.
have mentioned it before, though. I can see why
You've
everyone's...
mentioned it, but you haven't explained it.
Okay, yes, well...
You said Timbervale's
Midas-
covered with gold, and you kind of
I
left it there.
mentioned that... No, I mentioned that... I have mentioned Midas before several times.
Moxie
Midas
indeed has.
is...
I remember.
Yeah, Midas is the gold dragon that currently has claimed Timbervale as his territory, so we need to be very cautious.
I see.
Under normal circumstances, seeing a gold dragon would be an enormous gift. In this
Well-
case, it's a death sentence.
I have to wonder,
Hmm?
which direction from here are Timbervale and Drakor? Because that seems like a basic information to have.
I say in the morning, we remedy that situation by finding the most detailed map we can of the surrounding areas, or at least of Theratil,
or
as we can find it.
at
no
least,
one have a map?
No.
or at least maybe asking the innkeeper.
That's right, our scholar is scurried home.
He was called home. There is a bit of a difference.
Pardon me, I've had a bad day.
I think we all have. Am I the only sober one here?
I'm still
Or-
very largely sober. I did, after all,
I-
consume an
I
entire
Stop.
am
loaf of
also
bread.
still sober.
I've had no inclination to drink since Shimmerberry. I'm just in a mood.
I just had the edge taken
I don't
off.
think any of us for the longest time had any desire to drink after Shimmerberry. Glitter juice is not a kind thing.
At least we can say that the end of
I'm
it
going to
all
try and do
went
something
pretty
productive. I
well.
head downstairs and ask the innkeeper for a map, if they have one, of the region and the country, respectively. Either.
No.
Do you know where I could get one?
Yeah, there's some archives that are in the Azoria Senate.
Do you know anywhere else I could get one?
The closest place
would probably be the is it.
Is it?
Big dragon, Nip
Yeah.
Mizzet.
No,
He's the guy that runs it.
I know.
No. Okay.
We've met.
Didn't know if you got that or not. Hey, I just run.
That was-
I
that
just
was-
run this place.
I apologize. That was 2 words. Is it? Question mark. I'm in a bit of a foul mood. It has been a trying day. I apologize.
It's okay. Yeah. You know, some of my patrons died earlier today, so that sucks. But hey, what are you gonna do in a place that is constantly at war? It seems,
I imagine what many of your clients do when you see them.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, sure. Okay. This is
Actually-
only oh, okay. You want to talk more? That's
Well, no. Do you have a drink that I could bring up to share with my friends?
oh yeah. I've got tons. I just thought you were wanting to talk to me, but that's fine. This is the most human contact I've had in a while. But he pushes some five beers over to you, and
Well-
you can just
The
Go
funny
ahead.
thing about that is I learned recently that the monastery where I grew up may or may not actually exist, and therefore I may or may not actually be human. I have no idea. So that's
really
fascinating.
weird.
Yes, it is.
I'm a gnome.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And a quite helpful one. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have a good
you
day.
know, it is what it is. It's
I
a day job.
Take the drinks and I go and I get upstairs and I'm like, well, at least it
Aye.
wasn't a complete waste of time. Here.
Oh my goodness, what kept you?
You look like you've
got
been
caught
through
in
the
a
ringer there.
Oh no, it was actually a pleasant conversation. I enjoyed it. Made me realize. I realized a couple of things. It is surprisingly easy to talk to a bartender. Have you realized that?
Yes, I've been around quite a few in my time.
I quickly down one of the drinks.
I very gingerly sip because rule number 1 of being a musician, don't get sloshed.
Tralia, what are you wanting to say?
Is that I pick mine up and just look at it, and I ask you guys, I'm like, what is this?
It's beer.
Or-
What is beer?
It's
Fermented
a very
grain juice.
it's a very refreshing drink that's gonna take the edge off from today's wonderful
It's a-
activities.
It's 100% natural. It makes you feel fine. Just don't overdo it. Here, have half of mine.
I just take like a little sip.
It's not very pleasant, but you don't
Is it-
drink it for the flavor.
Best to not breathe through your nose. Takes the edge off the taste.
I just like slightly just scoot it across the table.
Very
I
well.
look
Nick, have that.
semi-expectantly at Draxus to see what he does.
Well, I grab the one that Kai gave me and I drink it extremely quickly. And then I look at the other one on the table and I look around and I just say, fair game.
Shall we
And
split
then I
it?
grab. If nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
Oh man, please make him roll.
Not yet. Just wait.
And then I very quickly drink that. And then I.
How
And then
many have you had?
One.
That's 2 so far.
well,
I'm
you said
going.
there was a half. Oh no, that was one. Yeah,
no,
2.
no. I'm taking mine since Charlie didn't want it, and I'm gonna just pour half
Draxus,
of it
this
and Mick
is
Nick's.
your first time. No, this is your first time drinking since you've been with it. Roll a d4.
Oh no!
So Mick Nick, I'm giving you half of mine, and I'm just gonna sip at this for a while,
All
very-
right.
3.
slowly.
He said 3.
What'd you roll?
3. I rolled a 3.
As you sit down and just ferociously glug all of this down. This is Ravnican Ale. Ravnican Ale is extremely potent. It is also 80 proof.
Lord
So,
have mercy.
with what you just
Like I
had,
said.
you will be inebriated for 3 hours until you either find a way to uninebriate yourself and sober up, or sleep it off.
How drunk are they
Huh?
right now?
Everybody else seems to have kind of been sipping on a little gin and juice, but
Figured out.
Draxus, He,
Drax has
we
been
could
chugging
start
like it's
with-
spring
took-
break.
he took entire tankards that were this big and drank them down.
He drank them
So
down
I want you
Mick
to
style.
imagine the volume of alcohol times the 80 proof. You're quite inebriated, my friend. Your words are extremely slurred.
And then I just,
Draxus,
I
you
just
doing
lay-
well
I-
there, eh?
I just lay back on the floor and just give a thumbs up.
Are you
I
all
think
right,
I've ever
child?
seen a drow drunk before. This is
And then I
fascinating.
just give another thumbs up.
Has your mouth stopped working?
Another
Tired,
thumbs.
Never mind.
tired,
Oh,
long fight. Must
oh
sleep.
heavens. He's drooling.
Oh, he'll sleep well tonight. I don't think we have to worry about him tossing and turning or
Just make
snoring.
sure
He'll
you-
be
May
fine.
already be asleep? I'm not sure. His eyes aren't moving.
Just make sure he's on his side when he's put to bed.
Why?
I take
To
it you've
prevent
never been
vomiting?
blackout before. To
I'm
prevent
content to leave him-
drowning in vomit. Quite
Fair.
literally.
I'm content
That's
to
fair.
leave him as he's sitting.
I mean, just nudge him over onto one side, so that way if he does vomit, it's on the floor, not stuck in his mouth.
So it has been a busy day.
Yes. Yes, it
Yeah.
has.
We have a favor for Krinko that we need to address,
Mhm.
unless he
Mhm.
has written that off, which I'm not clear on.
No, he has not.
You know, I had suggested we address it, and he just kind of brushed it away, so I wasn't sure.
He said he'd call us when he needed us.
I
We've
would
got
say
training.
consider that debt pending on us unless we have written proof of it no longer.
Yep.
Well, then I would
It still has his ring.
suggest I ring.
Tralia has one of his rings.
Oh yes, yes.
He hasn't
we
taken
should,
that back, thereby we still have an agreement. He
which
doesn't
means we
part
should
with
probably
his
settle that before we
strings.
leave Ravnica.
Yep. I'd be all for seeing the market.
While
Yeah.
there, we can search for a map. Plan our
Yes.
next move after we do this.
Maybe get some decent food in at least one individual system once he awakes in the morning, because he's going to require it.
Yes, he is. Although, I don't believe we finished our bread, so we have at least a mildly stale breakfast right from the get-go, and then we can go down to the bar.
Might do well to get some into his system.
Then I just point my finger up. We still have Kranko's ring. We need to give it back to him.
Yes,
yes,
Draxus.
Yes, we do.
You're right. Rest now, child. Rest. I feel for him. I was there not too long ago.
And then you were
That's
given
right.
orcish coffee.
Oh, maybe we should find some of that.
We would not have problems finding it. This is a large city.
Do
We'll
any
see
of
what we
you
do.
else have anything pertinent to speak about?
At the moment, I think we're just kind of rambling and having a good conversation.
No, Draxus
Continue
is
to do so
absolutely
if you
trash.
want.
Draxus is absolutely trash and laying on the floor, so I don't think he has really anything to add at this point.
I'm gonna make one more
Yes,
trip
Tralia?
down to the.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask, can I sense if there are any mice or rats in this inn?
There are.
Okay. I would like to call on them and direct them at Draxus while he is drunk.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
10.
There are two rats that come right up to you. They are
Nick.
sitting there looking at you like they're waiting for
And
orders.
I start whispering to them to go to Draxus.
Okay, what do you want them to do?
Just crawl all over him, just freak him out. Because he's all drunk.
So as Draxus is lying there drunk, you see these two rats start scurrying all over
Are they big?
Draxus. They're rather large. They're about this size. They're scurrying on his face, kind of sitting there licking at his nose, kind of clawing there. He's hearing one of them go towards his ear, and he hears the
but I pick one up and I'm just like, "Hey, kitty," and then I just hold it.
Kai.
I was going to tell Nick to put some bread on his face, but no.
Hey, no.
I'm
I
I'm gonna leave it alone instead, and I'm gonna go downstairs to talk to the bartender once again.
Yes,
Do you serve coffee?
I do.
In the morning, I think we're going to need some very strong coffee.
Okay,
I'm talking very strong, like the sort that would wake up an orc.
that's gonna cost extra.
How much extra?
5 gold pieces.
Would you
I'm gonna
accept?
have to get it from the black market.
Would you accept a scintillating conversation?
You know what? Sure, I'll do that.
Roll a
Very well.
d20.
Whee!
Moxie.
I was going to say something over the table. You do remember your bard friend just made a lot of money.
I think he's intentionally not
Okay.
wanting to spend that
Kai,
money.
topic of
That's fair.
conversation. 11 minutes.
Then
So
I
you-
will talk to him about. I will tell our story, but I will disguise all of our names as the Red Moonborn instead.
Wow.
At the end of your tale that you regale to him, he's looking there like, wow, that sounds really cool.
I wish I could do that. That'd be pretty neat.
It's not as fun as it sounds.
Anything's better than this, day in and day out. But
Well, for what it's worth, you provide a vital service, and you make life better for hundreds of people who come to see you.
oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Oh God, can I call you my friend?
Certainly.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I've said. My name is Kai.
Hi, I'm Dorgy.
Dorgy.
I'm Dorgy.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my
Anyway,
God,
Dorgy.
you know my name.
That is so
Aw.
It has been an absolute pleasure, Dorgy. But
Okay.
I should get to bed, and I'll see you in the morning.
Sure. Okay. Have a good nighty night. Why'd I say that? Don't say that, Dorgy. What are you doing?
Nighty night,
Have a-
Dorgy.
Good night. Bye.
Nighty night, Dorgy. And then I'll
As
go
the
back
awkward
upstairs.
gnome, he just kind of shuffles off.
So I woke up about 15 minutes after I leave, and I look to see if he's still on the ground with rats on him. What's changed up here?
The rats have seemed to lift a gift all on his chest.
Please tell me those are raisins.
No.
They are definitely not raisins.
Please tell him those are raisins.
They are not raisins, my friend. When you wake up, you're definitely gonna notice.
All right. So I look around to see, is anyone else still awake?
Yeah, I'm
No?
still awake.
Ish?
Who has gone asleep? Who has gone to sleep?
I am tired.
Not me yet.
Okay.
I hope
So-
I don't find any rat droppings on my person in the morning.
So I should mention we've got a good lead on where to get some maps in the morning, and also some coffee for our friend here,
Fantastic.
which I think I may have managed to secure at a bargain.
That's good. Is that why it took you so long?
Yes, I had a lovely conversation with the barkeeper. He knows how to get it. His name is Dorgy. He's very nice.
Cool. Cool. Right. Well, we've all had a very longer than 24 hours. I would even go as far as to say day. So I'm going to
Yes.
hit the hay.
I'm amazed anyone is still awake.
I just wanted to see
Everything
to
that
make sure
happened
you got to bed.
yesterday and in the previous campaign has happened in about a day and a half. The
Yeah.
crisis attack happened very early in the morning, and that is why you all got here around 8 o'clock.
Yep. So, I'm
So
going
do the rest
to
of you sleep?
meditate on my bracelet
I wanted to ask, is there a window in the hotel?
Yes.
Okay, is
in
there
our
a roof
room.
outside?
Are you in your room or where are you at?
Yes, I'd like to go to my room.
I think we all
Okay.
have decided we're going to our rooms at this point.
Yep.
You are
My
in your room?
I decide to not go to my room specifically and instead take the room that Draxus is currently sleeping in so that I'm in the same room with him.
Okay.
Aww.
I
You're
want-
halfling protector.
I'm the healer
that
after
sweet?
all.
Now kiss.
Okay, Tralia, so you now go into your room. What are you going to do? There is a window.
Okay, I was asking, is there like a roof outside that like slants?
No.
Darn it. Okay. Why don't I just poke the bed? It's all lumpy and I lay on it.
Okay. Do you go to sleep?
Yeah.
All right. So who all is asleep right now? Everybody?
I am meditating on the bracelet that I have with the name
You-
Felmore in mind.
Your bracelet starts vibrating as your mind starts to come to, and you're at the familiar shrine.
Okay.
And you see Felmore sitting there. Yeah.
Is it really you this time?
Not quite sure what you mean by that.
I arrived last night thinking I'd have a discussion with you, and it turned out to be Kalbrash in your form.
He puts his hand on the stone that's in front of him, and you see letters that start to pop up very faintly that says, "There are ears where the wolf's teeth are."
If I were to ask you a question, no matter how carefully worded, it wouldn't be safe to say, would it?
Wisdom do you seek?
How to use the gift from the Owlbear Chief.
The gift is best used when under strict provision from someone that knows how to use it.
Hmm. And is it too specific to ask where I might seek such counsel?
Icy wind bites, and the frost salamanders sleep.
See
The
wind,
cold one watches those who weep.
icy wind, frost salamander, cold one. Is there anything else you can tell me that would aid us?
Stay ever vigilant and keep a watchful eye. Seek the ones that will help you in your next travels.
I will remember this. Thank you. And I break concentration.
Okay?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I will write that down.
Does your character go to sleep at this point?
I have. I mean, the only other thing I can think of to do is to try to figure out how to make the bracer work with just sheer willpower, but that seems futile. Yes, I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay. As you all are asleep for about, I would say, 5 hours, you all have gotten a full rest. Everybody has all of their spell slots and everything again. Moxie,
Yes.
your book starts to vibrate so violently that it wakes you.
Yeah. Okay. What troubles you, Elenon? What?
Tralia, your orb starts to also vibrate and starts to glow to where it wakes you. Miknik, you hear a ear-piercing hum that awakes you from yours. Kai, your bracer starts to do the same, that ear-piercing green almost. And Draxus, your dagger starts to glow so brightly that it almost awakens you from your slumber, kind of like you're wanting to turn out a light. You are currently, your character is much more sobered up to where you would be able to understand the majority of things right now. You are just
Probably
merely
quite hungover.
tipsy at this point.
And I
Twin,
wake up
what is it?
somewhat in a panic and startled. And then I look all over me and I'm like, damn it! And I try to get, the rat shit off of me. And then I pull my dagger out and then I, cover my eyes. It's so bright.
Draxus,
Moxie.
light.
Your book opens by itself and turns to a page.
Oh, what? Okay. What do we have here?
I'm
Hello,
presuming that only Moxie is actually able to read anything because hers is a
At
book.
this current point in time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, children. Who are you?
I address my bracelet. What is wrong? What's happening? What is this?
What is this heresy?
How does it stop?
I just look at my dagger and I just start poking it and go, stop, damn it, come on.
And now I will go to see Miknik to see if anything's happening there as well.
I gently start.
My instinct is to share this with others. So I guess I meet you in the hallway.
So to Tralia's door, Miknik's room, and then I probably run into Kai as he's coming out the door. Miknik's room.
I'm already.
Yes. And we just
Fine.
we have.
Relax. I'm
So
going.
as my door is slammed open, probably narrowly missing Draxus's head.
Probably.
You guys as well.
Yep.
Close the door.
Elenon. Well.
Once Tralia is also through.
Yes. Milady.
Wait, what?
We haven't heard from you, so we're having to presume that you are following
And in the
Mox's
room so I can close the door.
Oh, yes, I am following. I'm just kind of holding the orb, but I have my bag satchel, like the top of it over it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes, it happens to me as
The
well.
door is closed behind
Alright.
you.
All right. We're all here. What?
This is an interesting meeting indeed.
Yes. You know us. What do we call you?
Don't we know that already?
Moxie,
What
why are you
was
talking
Eleanor?
to your book? Why are you being so weird?
Draxus, the book is talking to us.
Is your
Oh.
dagger
He's
not
writing something.
speaking?
Actually, I'll be back in a moment. Fill me in. I go downstairs to get coffee from.
Okay. You want it now?
Yes,
I thought
please.
you were. Okay, well, that's really early. Well, sure, here you go.
Thank you. Something came up. It's urgent. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
And he runs off.
Delma?
Dorgy.
Dorgy. Have a wonderful day, Dorgy.
Thanks.
Oh, I thought
No,
I'd be
you
more
were
happy that I
missing-
remembered his name.
It's early.
I'm back, and I hand the coffee to Draxus.
You have not
It
answered
appears
my
we
question.
will need to move quickly.
Slug this
haven't-
down.
Then I absolutely chug that coffee and I thumbs up Kai. Thanks, man.
Oh,
He
you
just
wouldn't
How
thumbs up
are
me
you-
after tasting that.
And
He
how
just
are you writing
downed
in
his coffee,
Elanon's...
by the way.
How are you writing in Elanon's book?
So what you just had is orcish coffee. It tastes
Okay.
like sweat socks, but it sobers you up quick.
I mean,
Oh, well, then I start coughing, and I'm like, Kai, what the hell did you just give me?
orcish
How you
coffee.
feeling?
I just told you. Well, you're not listening.
I'm a little hungover, man. You're gonna have to bear with me for like the next hour.
Are you? Were.
We're good friends.
That does not answer my question directly.
And
are you
speaking from past experience,
me?
you shouldn't be hungover from that.
It does not give... Okay, over table, it does not give a hangover. You do cough a bit because it's disgusting, but
You
it's
no longer feel
sober.
as if you drank anything
Oh,
at all.
like it's instant. It doesn't
Like
taste
It's instantaneous. It
Oh.
burns the back of your throat as you drink it, and your eyes dilate as you feel more awake than you've ever felt.
What
Kai,
at what
I-
cost?
Kai, that was awful, but I feel amazing. Thank you.
Good. Now let's focus on the book. So what have I missed?
The book is not answering my question directly.
Yeah, I had a feeling we're in trouble.
Nice to finally meet. I wonder how fast your feet are. We were
Who are you
You
friends with?
know me.
Aeon.
I'm
Nope.
not willing to start dropping names.
Neither am I.
Are you... I'm gonna wait until this next thing shows up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Huh.
Joy of Joys. Now, why are you in this particular book?
And how did you make all of our artifacts react to you? I see.
You also like ruining people's sleep. That's quite rude. So what do you want?
Suck it up.
That was to your previous statement.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want? Because clearly you want something.
How should we address this?
Clearly I'm addressing it now.
What I mean is, do we take it at face value? Do we accept it as truth, or do we suspect he's trying to mess with us? Why is that?
That is
keep
none
getting...
of your business.
I
Why?
What, Tralia?
I run very fast.
This keeps getting asked. Is something coming?
I have the feeling something will always be coming at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know why this is a question.
We should probably start gathering our things while it prepares its next statement.
We're joining a marathon.
We're being
Guess we can't
hunted.
be shopped either. We can't do shopping after all.
It's the Ethereum Hunter.
Perhaps not at this point, but this person certainly is not someone we need hanging about.
It's taking its time with this one.
Might be a bit of a longer response, guy.
I mean,
Over table, this is like when you're texting somebody and you just see those 3 dots for like 5 minutes
It
straight.
shows up like in, but shut up. I'm trying to write as quick as I can, but in the way that it happens, it's like in
Potter.
Harry Potter when
That's exactly what I was
Voldemort is
picturing.
writing to,
yeah, it shows up letter by letter.
yeah.
I do appreciate you taking the extra time for legibility.
Thank you. I don't have the best handwriting, but
Pen
I'm
scratch
doing what I can.
here. We get it. Thane and I both have absolutely egregious handwriting. Mine is
Golly.
better than his.
There's the
But
$10
it
word
is
of the
not
night.
egregious.
Moxie, have you seen my handwriting?
think I need to.
It's
I'm
where
the one that your friend from work constantly asks to write out sticky notes.
It's weird. Okay.
Yeah, he's just like, my handwriting's crap. Yours is at least legible. Will you write out sticky notes when I ask? Sure.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because we label things all the time.
I don't.
No.
You are not
That's
getting.
a hard pass from me and everyone else. Carte blanche.
I was looking away. Damn it. What'd it say?
Give your items to me freely. I don't trust that. I will never trust that again.
Me either.
Draxus, anyone ever makes a request of you, period, from this point on, unless you're paying them gold, don't give them anything.
Yeah, I bet you
I'll
will.
make your
Cause new
promise.
ones.
Why would we believe that out of you when
That
we've just
is-
identified you?
Such an obviously vague statement. There are
Aeon,
many ways
what-
that could be interpreted. Death, for one. The dead have no
Mhm.
problems.
Aeon,
Except the afterlife.
what problems do you have the power to make? Because we have a lot of problems right now.
The only
Draxus,
one
this
I
is
have
not
interest in.
someone we trust. This is someone we will never trust. You don't need that question.
Because you're helping
Oh.
me anyway.
What, can you unburn Brimblewood?
Can you unrelease the Herald?
Can you undestroy the village of Basinham? I doubt you can undo any of the damage we've caused.
Sure. Sure! Why would I believe you? Why would any of us believe
He
you?
expects us to believe him.
You have to turn back time for that.
If you are who we've identified you as, there's no way we're trusting you for anything. Not so far as any of us could throw you. And at least one of us can't throw you at all.
When what began?
You
were there.
You were also the one who was who decided to become a turncoat, if I'm not badly
Felmore
mistaken.
was also there.
As was Elenon. As was everyone else.
Your name was stricken from the history books. Why should
betrayer.
you be trusted?
If I whisper to Moxie, will the book hear me?
I don't know.
Probably.
Worth trying.
We may not get the chance.
Yes, enlighten us. Jeez.
Enlighten us?
All of your artifacts start glowing simultaneously, and you see beams of light shining into one spot in the room.
To which I say, oh no, not again.
I guess we really are being enlightened.
And that beam of light starts to grow as it goes throughout the entirety of where you are. And you see a man that has a draconic scaled cloak and very puffy fur collar.
How ghastly.
I've seen this magic before.
Kind of like it.
I've seen who this is. This is definitely not
Calabraxus.
someone I will ever trust.
Wait, is
How can
he
he do
physical or holograph? Like a
How could he do what Calabraxus did?
You then see the rest of Ural's heroes, the heroes that are tied to your weapons. You see them looking at what you presume is Aeon. And you hear Felmore say, "You've got to stop this. Alder, you need to stop now."
Alder.
Why would I stop? Why would I do that? You hear Elenon say, "You don't know what you are going to unleash. Sharlock's plan is outrageous. He's not going to keep you around." Do you all do anything?
If I whisper to Moxie, will the book hear me? Like, would I be able to say something, like
The
ask her
book is
something
no longer
without...
a concern. We've been transported into a vision.
Yeah, okay, never.
You see Nelmara, which is a rather small individual. She is a gnome, and Nelmara comes out, and she has this large staff with the orb that Tralia has embedded into it. You are siphoning energy from all of our weapons. For what purpose? Why did you do this? I'm glad you asked. You see his entire hand start to go on fire. I have made some recent choices, and it doesn't involve you all anymore. And you see a giant scythe go into his hand as he goes right for the heroes, and you see this epic battle start commencing.
Oh, I would
between
instinctively jump in front of that scythe to try
all
and
of
protect
the
them.
each and every single one of the heroes are trying to fight him, but he's just blocking each and every single thing. And then you see him say, "You know, it was really nice being your friends, for however brief a point it was. But when you're offered to be a god, you don't turn that down." As you see his mouth dislocate, and you see all of the energy from each of their weapons start going into him. And then you see a large shadow start forming behind him, and the vision cuts away. And then you see the same individual standing before you all. Hi.
Alder?
Or Aeon, which is it?
Whichever you prefer.
I prefer something very colorful, but I'll refrain.
The power that you all have, you don't know what you can do with it.
Not yet.
That doesn't mean we're just going to hand it over, though.
Don't make the same mistake I made. Trusting your friends.
But we would rather trust them than trust your master.
I didn't trust him. I shouldn't have. Let me show you.
You see Sharlock start forming behind him, and he is absolutely massive. He's bigger than the citadel of the Mikage at this point. And you see Aeon standing on the top of this mountainside saying, "I've done everything that you asked me. I killed the heroes for you. I have their weapons right here. Give me what you promise. Make me a god. We can rule side by side together and change this world." You see Sharlock say,
All that you've done is made this so much easier. That's the way you want to do it. Take these.
and you see him throw the weapons back up into the air, and portals open as you see each of your heroes grabbing the weapons and going at Sharlock. And you see this massive battle start commencing, and the vision starts to fade away. And then you see Sharlock and Aeon as you see him saying,
I banish you from these realms for eternity until I return and you get these again, we'll see if you or me wins this war. Alder.
And you see him starting to get taken away. No, no! And you go right back
I'm requesting
into your
first
room.
floor.
Is he still there?
Nope, you all are back in the room.
I address the book in what I hope to still be worthwhile. We have seen visions altered. How do we know we can trust what you've presented us?
You would have us believe that you destroyed the heroes, and then returned them to battle Sharlock.
Or he never destroyed them in the first place and lied. One's character can be very duplicitous under those circumstances, I must admit.
Let's see what it has to say before we speculate too much more.
Mm-hmm.
How's your head, Draxus?
I'm actually about to look into my notes because I may or may not have something from several sessions ago that's actually extremely pertinent.
All tales are
tall, but details are small. So, you
As in song.
You insinuated changing your colors to gain some immeasurable amounts of power. Then when that turned against you, you decided to hell with it and cast your lot in with those you tried to turn against?
Those you, for all intents and purposes, did betray.
Moxie, may I interject with something extremely important?
Sure.
Do tell.
Aeon, I had a vision you summoned Sharlock. Why should we even trust?
That is a good point.
I mean, is that not what we just saw? Probably more specific than what we just saw.
I was going to say Sharlock was already there.
Yes, I remember that now.
Yes, he had already been summoned.
I distinctly remember a character named Aeon summoning a dragon in a cave from black goo on the floor.
Now,
That
a
might-
moment. Aeon. You said Aeon summoned him.
Aeon. Dragon scale robe. Fluffy collar.
Or different dragon.
dragon. That could have been the Herald, that could have been...
Well, why don't we just ask who it was?
Do you
Who
have
was
a
it?
name for this dragon? Or at least an appearance that we can go by? If it is large and covered with spikes and has prodigiously large horns, then I think we know.
Moxie, one should be careful not to give their enemies more information than they already know. Zethros.
Zethros? I
All the
haven't heard that one.
all the dragon said was that it was going to find. So then if it's not,
Seriously? No reaction?
Zethros. I don't know Zethros.
Isn't that the... Is that the Lich?
That's one of the court, isn't it?
Of course it's one of the court. That
Well, I
makes-
don't have any names.
They all have names.
Yeah, but I have none of them.
I'm trying to remember what it was that our...
There's one of you in particular that needs to be looking at their notes right now. This was an important name. I specifically said it over and over and over again.
There's only one time I've seen.
Not you, dear.
Okay, because the only thing I've seen is Aeon in a vision with no mind.
Rob!
yes, Zethros was
Wow.
the figure holding the dagger in my vision.
Wait, you're saying that old dusty thing belongs to them?
Apparently.
Them
What?
who?
Moxie,
Zethros.
explain.
Zethros is a dragon.
Also,
Is that
over
what you're telling us?
over table, I apologize that took me so long. My notes are a little chaotic. Trust me, I had them.
Okay, that's fine. But what kind of dragon is Zethros? And I will be right back. Less than 5 minutes.
Okay. I still feel like I'm missing some critical information. He wasn't always a dragon.
The reason that you're missing critical information is because these were things that were said in one-on-ones that were supposed to be divulged earlier, but apparently nobody did.
Hmm.
So.
To recap, my vision, Kai, Zethros was holding my dagger. He was talking to Thelmor.
I will be
asking
right back.
what he gathered. And then that's when Thelmor talked about the cosmic gift, how Sharlock wanted it. And I recall Aeon said that he knows what Sharlock is doing. And then that's when Aeon summoned the dragon.
Well, then we should... So, Felmor and Aeon were talking. Or Felmor and Alder. Just call him Aeon. Can you say that one more time? I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. There's pieces.
Zethros and Thelmor to have a conversation.
Go on.
Oh, well, that was back at the beginning. Zethros and Thelmor talking about the cosmic gift, what they had gathered, and Zethros was holding my dagger. And then they were mentioning Sharlock Comet. And then the vision turned into like a cave with a figure that had a dragon scale robe and a furry collar, summoning a dragon. And Aeon was implying very, very heavily knows whatever Sharlock is up.
Did I hear you correctly when you said Zethros was talking with Felmor?
Correct. Zethros was talking with Felmor.
And knew what
Felmor-
Sharlock had planned with the cosmic gift.
Aeon claimed that he knows what Sharlock is doing.
So the three of them were talking.
The three of them were in that vision and were in the same place. Yes.
Does that mean that this Zethros was one of the heroes? And he became a dragon when Aeon did that magic? Perhaps it wasn't a summoning, perhaps it was an incantation.
Transformation?
I'm only explaining what I saw. I have nothing
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
But to what end?
That is not something I directly have an answer for.
Why would this Zethros choose to become a dragon, and what does that have to do with Sharlock and this cosmic gift?
Does not mean it's a willing transformation.
Everywhere we turn, I only have more questions.
Yes, that seems to be the trend, doesn't it? Why were they transformed into a dragon? Do you know?
Are you talking to me or the DM?
To the book specifically, unless that has stopped.
I think it's only just taken over the table a break while
A break. Fair.
DM prepares his vape.
Yes.
Yep. And also, it seems that Trollia has vanished without a trace.
Should be right back.
Yeah.
He's busy
Unannounced.
putting she's
Well,
busy
she's
putting
freezing.
another lion in
Just
her
take
crate.
my robe.
To be cold.
Take my
You know what
robe,
we should do? We should just put a lime in a coconut,
mix it all up.
walk the fuck off.
No, sadly, Trollia gets very, very cold.
Speaking of vapes, I need to get a pipe cleaner real quick. told you to run.
No, you didn't. You asked how fast. Oh, crap.
You all are looking at this book. You see the ink fade away. And you hear screaming outside.
Damn it.
Time to
I
run.
edge over to the window and very carefully peer outside.
You see a few people running on the street.
Which direction? Away from the inn or toward the inn?
These
just-
people seem to be running away from the inn.
We need to leave
We need to leave now.
quickly.
We need to probably avoid the main entrance. How far are
How
we from
good
the...
are any of you at scaling things? Like
The
roof?
quiet of the night after these screams is... It's so quiet you could hear a pin drop.
Tralia, do you sense
And,
anything outside?
I should try my senses and see if I feel anything.
Roll a d20.
10.
What?
He rolls to me. 10.
With your wisdom modifier.
So that'd be 12.
You can feel that there is some kind of presence outside, and it seems very familiar.
Outside or in the hallway outside?
She doesn't know where from. She just senses that it's around.
Okay.
There's something or someone that we know nearby.
You then hear on the rooftop,
Downstairs. Now. Let's go.
Oh no.
I think the hunter has returned and we must scurry.
and you all are still in your room right now?
I would like to think that we're leaving.
Yes.
I'm
As
going.
you all are starting to go outside, you hear that how quietly are you opening the door?
Quieter than a mouse.
Ooh, roll a stealth check.
We
Roll a
haven't
stealth
had-
check for
I
me.
didn't think about that.
This is going to be a
I'm at
stealth
21 for...
encounter, my friends.
Yeah, I'm at 21 for stealth. That's 19 plus 2.
Okay,
15
the
plus
rest of
3, 18.
And then it's a d20, correct?
Yes.
7 plus...
Trolley.
How do I, what? How do I?
It's plus your dex.
Oh, okay.
So roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
7 plus 1. So mine's 8.
Okay, mine's 15 plus what? Dexterity?
Mhm.
So 15 plus 17.
11.
So the majority of you are very... The door barely makes a noise as it opens, and you all are trying to get out very quietly. You hear the floorboards not making a sound. The hallways of the inn are dimly lit from the torches. Yes.
Since I have dark vision quite well, is there anything I see in the hallway as I kind of peer around?
Make a perception check.
Worst saves. This is gonna suck. Oh boy. That's not good. That's a 1. I clearly am
seeing
having
anything.
problems.
I could navigate.
Do so if you wish.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that?
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
Moxie reminds me of that meme with the guy bringing in the ostrich and a shake, and someone says, "What the hell is that?" It's a
Milkshake.
milkshake. That just moves on.
That's, I think, Spencer from iCarly.
Maybe.
It's 13 plus any modifiers.
Plus your wisdom.
Alright. So 13 plus 2 would be 15.
You
How long
cannot
are
sense anything. As she touches the wall, you cannot sense anything that is in the hallways with you. But
I can navigate through the hallways. Like she was trying to.
as Draxus is following behind you all, what his foot slips. A loud creak. And from one of the windows, you see a blinding red light shining in through, and you see it moving. You are just out of reach right now, but you see that it is looking into the room that you all were just in. You can see this red light.
Does it happen to resemble an eye?
Yes.
You can't see right now.
You said it's blinding.
But it's
Everybody
blinding.
quickly.
Unless you all want to look in and look.
Oh,
toward the
hell
window.
no.
No, absolutely
So
not.
over table, I will be speaking in normal voice. Assume I am whispering, because
Same.
Mic isn't
whispering does
picking it
not
up.
get picked up by my mic.
Also same.
We're all
So,
going to
because I've
remain
been trying-
quiet.
I've been trying to whisper, but it doesn't work very well.
Draxus, you problem child. What did you do?
Sorry, my foot slipped.
Kai, pick him up.
Okay. It's okay, guys. Let's just keep moving calmly and deliberately, and keep your wits, whatever wits we have.
I need everybody to. Are you all making your way through the hallway? What are you doing?
Yes.
Making our way downstairs, running
just-
scared.
I was just gonna say.
Not run.
Everybody roll a d20.
17 on dice.
13 plus 17.
16 on die plus 3 is 19 dex if we're
What?
doing stealth.
2.
11 plus dexterity.
Yes.
12.
That'd be 4 for me.
As you all are starting to make your way down the hallway, you're creeping ever so slightly. And the room in front of you, you see another large red beam looking around. And it's out the doorway, so that red light is shining out into the hallway. And Tralia, she kind of fumbles around and accidentally hits against the wall, and you see that beam. You see that beam disappear. What do you do?
Do we run?
I said,
If we run, that would surely alert it to our position.
Let's move a little faster past the door. Draxus, can you move all of us down to the bottom level, away from the stairs?
Mistwalk.
over the table, Misty Step does not work somewhere you can't see, correct?
Correct.
It's dimly lit. You have dark vision,
Dark vision, and then I can see downstairs.
presumably. Your
Okay.
dark vision is better than mine.
Okay, yes, as long as I can see, I can. Okay, so what I want to do, I want everybody to grab hold of me, because anybody that's physically touching, I can whoosh.
Okay.
And then I want to whoosh down to the ground floor.
I'm gonna need you to roll for it.
That's a concentration.
Okay. And as I assume it's a D20.
I am going to.
I also want you to roll at a slight disadvantage, -2 to your roll, because this is the most amount of people that you've tried to Misty Step.
I cast Bless
However-
on Draxus.
Which
And then-
does-
I have a minute of concentration, and you get to roll a d4 and add that number to your roll.
Okay,
As
so
I
I rolled an 18, then I
Hold
got a
on.
3. Oh,
Hold.
okay.
hold on, I had something I wanted to add.
Okay.
So don't announce much
Quietly.
yet. As I put my hand on your arm, I know you can do this. Prove me right.
Anime glow.
Extra D6. Roll it.
Bardic inspiration, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I've given you strong words of encouragement. I know you can do this.
You can do this, senpai!
No.
I don't think
Come on.
I don't think we
No.
want to be that loud.
Oh. No,
But
that did
I get
not
an
happen.
18, an 18, a 3, and a 1, so that's 22. Minus 2 is a 20,
20.
and then I add dexterity for concentration.
It's whatever
No.
your spell casting ability is.
Concentration is its own thing. Strength, dex, no, that's constitution.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was an extra modifier. But yeah, I rolled a 20.
As all of you gather around Draxus, the mist starts to come from him again as it wraps around all of you, and you are on the bottom floor. No sound is heard, but you can get a faint smell that starts to come across your all's nostrils.
Why do I feel like we're suddenly in the worst place to be? Didn't catch that.
What is that?
I look around.
Is it blood? It
Perception. I'm gonna see if I can identify what that is, or would that
13 to perception.
You can see that there's a trail of blood
be...
that goes behind the bar counter.
Yeah, that's
Oh
blood.
no.
God.
I think we need to go to get away from here. We need to make
Let's head
a
outside.
leave
We'll have
and-
much better chances of getting away once we get out.
I want to look behind the counter, but I'm not going to because I know
No,
that my new
I-
gnome friend is dead.
I pull
No.
Kai and let's go.
Yeah, we're leaving. Unless
Then
someone
we're
else has
heading out.
something to say.
And I look over the bar counter and just go, ugh, walk away.
You do what now?
Then
Oh,
I look over the bar counter and just go, ugh, walk away.
Okay.
You don't want to see what's over there?
Roll a d20 for me, Draxus.
No! No!
So over table, why am I rolling a d20 for that?
You're gonna find out as soon as you roll it, I bet.
Find out.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna find out what's on the other side of that bar.
Oh no! Oh no!
I think you're rolling to see whether
Zane,
you're.
what is that face?
I think you're rolling to see
Creeping me
whether.
out.
I think you're rolling to see whether you're alerted anybody.
Ah, I did not know
Were
that
you
was-
loud or were you quiet?
That's what we're
That's the
finding out.
question.
I got a 4.
As Draxus walks over to the bar counter and he looks over, you all see a blue and red tail that starts to go right directly at Draxus's face. He's this far away from it as the eye starts to open and the red beam shines right on him.
No.
Okay, well, he can Misty Step his happy ass away from that spot, and the rest of us should get out the door.
Yes, we're running.
We run.
Okay, you all are running. You all are outside. Draxus, what do you do?
Okay, so currently, just to clarify, I'm inside at bar. Everybody else runs outside. Yes.
Yes,
Wait,
and the eyeball of doom is less than a foot from your face.
You know, the thing that didn't care about the mystic dagger you stuffed inside of it?
Okay.
And
I
now
just
very
wanted to
much
ask.
cares about your existence.
You need to be panicking.
And I
and
will
running.
cast an. Okay, do I have to cast Misty Step? Do I have to
You
roll
need to
to
get
run?
away.
You have to do something or you'll die.
Run.
I just run. I just run.
Look
Run?
Yeah.
So we're
Look
all
it
running.
super hard.
Oh, retreat. Oh no.
Roll a d20.
So,
Better get high.
hindsight here. Teleporting away, it might not see where you went.
I am
Running,
still
it can follow you.
concentrated.
Doesn't matter if what's said is said.
Mm-hmm.
I am still
That's why I said that as hindsight. What are you concentrated on?
My blessing.
Oh, the blessing. Right.
So you can add a d4. Really, you should have added a d4 to that last roll as well.
It still would have only been an 8.
Yeah, 16.
A 16. As you all see Draxus gunning for it, you all turn back around as you are running because you're like, where's Draxus? And you turn around and you start seeing him trying to come out of the pub, and the double doors are swinging open. And with each swing, you see him starting to get closer and closer. And the red beam is still directly on him. And the hunter leaps out from the counter and pins Draxus down to the floor.
No.
Boy.
Well, and then that would trigger Hellish Rebuke, correct?
You haven't taken damage yet, but
You haven't taken
Give me a
damage. You're
second.
pinned.
Oh, I see.
as you are pinned, you look up at this creature, and its mouth is drooling as it's looking at you, and you see that its eyes are glazed over almost with a gold-like haze to it. And that eyeball comes down and starts looking all over you, and the claws are pierced into your belly. And you take 4 damage from that.
Now you can
Okay.
rebuke.
Or okay, then yes, Hellish Rebuke.
Go ahead.
Oh, he looks excited. That either
Yes.
means it's going to be fun or it's going to be devastating, which would also be fun.
It is 3d10, if I'm not badly mistaken. 3d10 fire damage.
At this moment in character, Trolia, the orb, it's I! Right?
Will it
Something.
work? Something.
It worked on the kaiju.
Yes, it did. But this is a different thing entirely.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's what it's looking for.
Its eye has its own extremity, though.
Yes, but that's not the thing. It's looking for our items.
Oh,
Don't
right.
show it the item.
Okay, so I rolled 3d10s and got an 18.
Okay.
You got an 18,
Correct.
and you all see this flame ball that just kind of comes directly out of Draxus's chest, and it goes directly into
Now
the hunter,
run.
and you see the hunter just standing still as you see it absorb everything that just hit it. You all forget what its name was
You need to get
that
out of
Hex
there.
talked to you about, and you see the
Absorbing.
eyeball, and that 18 damage gets reflected right back at you.
I feel like this
You
could
take
be a vicious,
18 damage.
terrible. That's 18 on top of the 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am at 1.
I
You wanna
rolled
do that again?
prey.
No! And then I continue to run in your direction.
how
You
much health are you at?
Oh wait, yeah.
How much health are you at?
He's at 1.
1.
Isn't its name Sudro? Didn't he name
No,
No,
Was it?
Mikage, you're
that's
thinking
the
the Mikage
Mikage. That's the
Sudro.
vampire lord.
it? Yeah,
This
that's how he
is-
named it after him.
This is
No,
new
no.
creature number 3.
You see the eyeball then just kind of close as it starts to pick him up, and it throws him over his back. And where you all are standing, as it starts to come out, you see somebody come down with a sword, and you recognize this person as the dragon-like individual that you saved from the Obsidat early on in your
Hey.
last encounter.
Well,
And you see him pin the creature down as it and you see Draxus fall off of its back. Take him now!
Talia. you-
Hi. Kai, move.
oh,
Hi.
I've got the fastest move
Kai,
speed. Thank
move.
you. I'm gonna get him.
Well, Talia was also the largest, so I thought
Well,
about that
fair.
first.
I mean-
yes.
Go.
Run.
Go. Pick him up. As
Got
soon as
him?
Kai gets
Yeah.
here, We run back. We run away.
I'm moving at a dash.
As
I
you
call
all
back,
grab
"Thank you."
Draxus and start running away, blood is trickling off of his body as you all are running.
Cure.
I expel a second level slot to heal 2d8 plus 5.
What was that Dragonborn's name? I wish I could remember. It starts with a D.
17. You heal 17. Should
Very
stop
cool.
you bleeding most of the way.
Does anyone remember that Dragonborn's name?
I'm hoping that you all do.
I really hope so too. I want to say that I remember it, but I don't think it's Damien.
Headache setting in. No, it's D something though.
It
Over
starts with a D.
table, I can't. I cannot over table remember what the heck his name is.
You know what? I'm rolling recollection to see if Kai remembers his name, and I got a nat 20.
Drum.
Dremic. Okay. So as we rush off, I say, "Thank you, Dremic."
You see the hunter, you see its eye wrap around him as you see the zzz.
Oh no.
And you see his body
We need to keep
slump
moving.
over.
It's horrible. We need to keep moving.
Yes.
Keep going. Don't look back.
Well, remember
Don't
Do you
him.
think we
look
can loose
back.
it in the sewers?
Possibly.
Head to the
Let's
Golgari.
go.
Golgari?
I need you all to roll a d20.
15 on
That's a
die.
10 on dice.
Oof.
17.
That's a 4.
Tralia runs over to
15.
the sewer grate, and you see her just
Hi.
rip that thing up, and she has it right over her head as she's motioning to go, go, go. As you
Everybody
all
down.
get down into the sewers, she hops back down, throws over the grate, and then you all hear a right on top of the grate
Keep moving.
as
keep
you
moving,
see a
keep moving.
tiny beam of light, red light.
Keep moving. Keep moving. keep
shining
moving, keep
in.
moving.
We are running down the
Yeah.
sewer. Quickly.
Keep moving.
Quickly.
As you all hear the pitter patter of the wet footsteps as you all are running, you then hear a familiar voice.
What are you all doing here?
Escaping
trouble.
the evil above.
You see that he was playing a card game with 6 other very well-dressed individuals.
You all interrupted me card game.
That red
We're
light's gonna
the-
do a whole lot more.
Being chased.
Very sorry,
Being
but something
chased.
urgent's come up. We have to
Etherean,
hide.
the Etherean hunter looking for us is going to make sure you never play card games again.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, but you all follow me if you're being followed. I can't let this. Oi, boys, scramble.
You see these other people
Over the table,
just start.
I just
Yes.
want to relate this to Guys and Dolls real quick and the Escape from Craps games
Yep.
that plagued all of New York City in the 20s.
Mhm.
That's what I'm picturing right now.
That's vaguely kind of what you're, how it's playing out.
Especially with the
Is it a
"Oi
fuzz?
boys,
Scramble!"
scramble!"
All right. Fine. Follow me.
As he starts running, and you see the 2 Tweedle-ish boys following right behind.
Sky
We go
Masterson.
this way,
that's
we
what I'm
go
thinking
this
of,
way.
Sky Masterson.
And then he tells you,
Okay, hide behind here.
Right.
and you all see a little crook in the middle of the sewer. I need
Mick,
everybody
you
to
did
roll a
heal.
d20.
Well, he
Nick, you
hasn't
did
steered
heal the
us
rest of
wrong
his
yet.
14 on dice.
18 on dice.
That's a 9.
It's an 8.
You all see the
Good
red beam
Lord.
starting to look through. You don't see a red beam of light right now.
Over the table, we know you're whispering, honey, but we can't hear you say
Nobody
anything.
breathe. Nobody breathe.
What do we do?
Let's wait another few seconds until we're sure it's gone.
you believe in any high force, start praying.
I'd like to take out one of my coins out of my coin bag and throw it as far as I can.
Okay. All right. You
Fun
see
thing, I actually
Trolia.
thought of that earlier and forgot.
You see Trolia get out a coin and roll a d20 to see how far and fast it goes.
10.
Huh?
10.
You see it get
Yeah.
shut down as you hear it. Ding, 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 ding.
76 prayer.
With the force of a fearbolt, you hear that thing pretty far away, and then you see the red beam look directly at it as you see the Ethereal hunter right where the coin was, and then the light goes away. Oh,
You have a way out of here that's not in that direction.
We're going to be extremely quiet to get to it. Okay,
Like the grave.
Okay.
all right.
Make sure those two know that.
If they don't, I'm just going to throw it behind.
For once, I think I'll agree with you.
I'm laughing over table
By the
because it's just
way,
like, oh lord.
As
The-
Trolia was tossing that coin, I said a quick prayer and 76 percentage for that.
okay.
Just a prayer that we get out of this safely so that we can continue our fights.
Hey, to lighten the moment, look what I just found. It's a squishy pig egg. Oink, oink.
Aw.
Mwah.
Then I look over at the Tweedle twins and I just go,
Okay.
then I give them thumbs up.
They,
Uh,
as you see Krinko trying to lead you down, you all start to get over to this left-hand turn where there's a door. There's a big steel door. I need everybody to roll a d20. You hear Krinko say, okay,
oh.
This right here, I've never really had to use it. But maybe you all will be able to get use out of it. Because I don't want to die today.
It was a 7.
19.
15.
5.
who got the lowest roll?
Nick Nick.
And that was?
5.
Excuse me.
He starts to open the door very quietly, and you all start to go in with the silence of a library that is empty. That's a quiet place. Until Mick from his bag, a loaf of bread hits the water. And the red eye, and you hear it
I rush in
starting
there.
to dart down the sewer as Mick grabs the steel door, and he's trying with all of his might to pull it to. You see Krinko grab a hold.
Kai,
Yeah.
And I run
Oh.
over and help them.
Yeah, we all.
20 strength check to just ram the door.
I
I don't
help.
think that does much.
The door slams
is there any
to.
latch, lock, or anything that I see that I can...
There is a latch, yes.
I make sure it's as closed as it can be.
You then
Now
hear
let's move.
Fun.
as you all start to see dents going into the door.
That ain't
The
gonna
steel
hold.
twisting.
That's an angry cat.
Krinko?
We
We
gotta
need to keep
run.
What's
running.
next?
Gringo, what are we doing?
Okay, all right. Right over here. I've never been able to get it to work, but I found it down here. I don't rightfully know what it does. You all are looking at what appears to be some kind of stone archway, and it has runic symbols on it.
Moxie?
Can I decipher the language?
You can
Or do
try.
I need to comprehend languages? Cast.
It is a very old draconic language.
Ah, that would be one that I actually just know, probably. Okay, it's old, but it's draconic. Rough translation?
Rough translation is those that are worthy may pass.
Those that are worthy may pass.
What does
I
that
wi-
mean?
I wave my dagger in front of the runes.
You see one of the runes. Woom,
Okay.
Bracelet.
I
Book.
pull out
Mm.
my
Would you
stone.
woom, woom. And 5 of the runes light up. You see that some of the other runes are still dim, but there's a as there's a beam
Portal.
of light. It's a portal.
Krinko, you're not being looked for. You should be fine.
Just hide.
Hide.
Hide quickly. No offense. Take a bath. Get our scent off of you. Quick.
You all still owe me a
Yes,
head.
and we are going
Yes,
to
There's
take
a
we
care
owe
of
good
you
it.
chance with there's a good chance with this running around down here, you'll get it.
We will take care of the debt.
You all better return to Ravnica. If you don't, I'll hunt you down.
I
I
am a
fear
man
the
of
cat more
Deal.
than you, but fair.
Deal.
I'm a man of my
Fine.
bond. I shall not renege this.
All right.
Let's go.
Everybody in. All kids in.
Go.
Pull.
As you all do, all of you go through the
Yep.
portal?
I will take up the rear because I want to make sure everyone else is safe. That's just what Kai does.
Do you put
Yes,
But
it
yes,
As
is.
you
we
all are
answer.
starting to go through the portal, you see Krinko hiding behind this plank of wood that was right up against the wall. You see him hiding behind there as you all start going through vroom, 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 bright lights to all of your faces. And Kai, right before you go into the portal, you hear the door hit the floor as you
I hope that thing closes fast.
You all then open your eyes. And as you all open your eyes and the light starts to hit, a familiar scent hits your nose.
Shimmerberry?
Or
It smells of fresh bread and cinnamon and apples.
Timberwood?
As you see the leaves start to fall, they're autumnal looking.
Timbervale.
We need to not be discreet. We need to be very
We have
non-discreet.
to be very cautious here.
You all are not in the city
Need to not be
of
here.
Timbervale. You're on the outskirts, it looks like. But
Nick misspoke.
getting your bearings, you see that there is this stone archway that you just came out of that was hidden in some brush, it looks like. And you see it crumble behind you.
Well, that's
Good. We're not
reassuring.
followed. We are far away from it now.
Did we break it?
Timbervale.
I hope
Or
Krinko's
was it
okay.
constructed
Yes.
by magic?
Might have been a single.
We will
use
find
type
out
thing.
more soon,
I
I'm
think
sure.
it was constructed.
As you all
Let's-
look toward Timbervale, it is glistening. Too shiny for you to hardly even look at,
This isn't the
because
Timbervale we left.
everything is clad in gold now.
This
The
is
work
not
of
Timbervale
Midas, the
anymore.
gold dragon of the Court of Cinders. Welcome to New Timbervale,
Oh, joy.
throne of Midas.
Well, I don't
least we don't
suppose we're
know.
going to be finding anyone in there, but perhaps we can ask a local. I smell bread.
I sincerely doubt any of the locals are going to be excited to see any of us.
Well, no, but we could still see about getting information. Perhaps, Moxie, you would do well to hide your more prominent features in this region.
Everyone's a racist prick.
Yep.
I
hide
find
my
your horns
ear.
quite fetching, personally.
There's actually 3 of you that have
Yes,
features.
there are far
there.
more of us
I'm
now that are
hiding
abnormal.
the ears
That is true.
that
I think
Kai, you are the only person in this group that passes as functional in this area.
well, I mean, as long as you keep your hood up and your tail tucked, you're all right
Except my
normally.
skin is gray.
Tralia is standing at a good, what did we say?
6 some odd feet.
Yeah, I think 6'4", 6'2", something like that. So there's
All
no
right.
way to hide that.
She also has rather large antlers and a tail as well.
And
And we
sheep-like
have
ears.
Draxus that has a stark ashen skin and white, just jet white hair and pointed ears. And Micknick is he's a hobbit that has pointed ears. There's no getting around that. The majority of you
Stick out
don't.
like a sore thumb in a racist
Oh.
society.
You raise a fair point. Then I tell you what, I will go ask for whatever information I can find. You all disguise
low.
yourselves as best you can and stay out of sight. I'll return. Once I have information, hopefully.
Or you come running back away from the gold spewing dragon.
I don't intend to go that close. I smell bread. I'm going to the baker.
We will see.
I follow my nose, wherever it goes.
Going toward the town of Timbervale, you see it is the same and different than the last you were there. Every building is made of gold. All the streets are made of gold. Those beautiful trees and the autumnal leaves that you all saw are now clad in gold and are not moving. They're solid gold now. The only color that exists within this town right now is that of gold.
But is there
And-
any movement?
Yes, there is movement.
While Kai is doing this, I'm going to be right back.
Okay. You see people that are actually, their entire clothing and everything are made of gold now.
Okay.
What do you do?
That's
Hi, Blue.
fascinating.
You are in the town right now and moving through familiar territory.
Okay.
And you come across the zucchini stand from before.
Zucchini.
Do you
I go
remember
up-
the zucchini stand?
I go up to the zucchini salesman and say, "Hello, good sir. Are you well?
Hello. Who are you?
I stopped by here a few weeks ago and got a few zucchini from you. Happened here. I don't believe you were quite so shiny when last
What
we
do you
met.
mean?
The gold.
What about it?
Well, it wasn't here 3 weeks ago, was it?
Oh, we're the most renowned town in all of Fairtail.
Yes.
Gold has been everywhere. We're actually known for having all of the gold in Fairtail for centuries. That has been.
I'm sorry. I was referring to the fact that everything appears to be plated in gold. Your zucchinis appear to be plated in gold.
That's because they are. They've always been this way, sir. If you were here just a few weeks ago, you should remember that.
I see. When last I was here, you told me about someone familiar with certain artifacts. Do you remember who that was?
Hey.
I show him my bracelet.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those, aren't they?
You said there was someone in town who knew about these sorts of things, and you also warned me away from them.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to make sure I don't make the mistake of visiting them. Could you tell me again?
Well, there's a chap who, he lives just on down the way toward the tree. His name is Gilgal.
Gilgal. Yes, I remember now. Thank you very much. And if I wanted another zucchini, how much would it be?
This zucchini here? 10,000 gold pieces.
Wow, price has gone up. Last time you gave it to me for 5 copper.
It's a solid gold zucchini, isn't it?
Oh, my mistake. I thought it was just covered in gold foil. Well,
Oh,
very well
no,
then.
everything here. Ding, ding, ding. Solid gold.
Even yourself.
Oh, all these clothes I got on. Ding, ding, ding. Solid gold, ain't it?
I look at his hand. Am I seeing gold or flesh?
You see what appears to be a mix of the two.
I'm not going to ask any further questions. So, thank you, sir. And then I head off in the direction of Golgol? Is that what he said?
Gilgol.
Gilgol.
Or
I'm
Gilgor.
so bad with names.
Gilgor.
Somebody help me. So I head off to Gilgor's shop.
Over table, I type them down in Facebook messages I send myself.
Good decision.
As you start getting near the tree, you see the tree shift.
The tree shifts.
It looks like the tree shifts, yes.
Trees are not supposed to be on their own.
Shifts as in moves, shifts as in rotates,
Shifts
shifts
as in
as
moves.
in
To the right.
as though to block my path.
And you see the tree start to go.
That Harry Potter reference must resist.
Going to hurry along toward Gilgol's shop.
You see almost as if you hear a as you see a foot come down right in front of what you thought was the tree is a giant tail.
I quietly turn on my heel and leave. Gold tree, stomp, stomp, tail, scaly tail, I'm assuming.
Very
No-
scaly.
Yes.
But from where you were viewing it, up so close and it's so big, it appeared as if it were a tree.
So if he is stirring, I am leaving.
Yes.
Do you go back to your compatriots?
I try to sneak around in back alleys to Gilgol's shop.
Okay. Roll D20.
Roll stealth. Oh, this brings me back to my early days in Timbervale, when I tried to get a room for the night and ended up jumping out of the bar window. Oh, that is a 21 for stealth check. 17
As you start
plus.
maneuvering your way through the buildings, you hear servants, bring me gold. You all can see from the outside, the tree is so massive. You see that what you thought was the tree is starting to shift. And you see that there is this large dragon that has turned the tree into a throne.
Sorry, I was
Did I tell
distracted by
you?
some rocks. What did I miss? Why is Kai near a giant tree?
Dragon.
I'm
Throne.
in the town. You guys aren't.
We can see from outside, though.
I have a chrome hand. No, I was just saying, like, I'm hiding behind buildings right now, so I actually can't see the dragon.
No, but you can hear it. Its voice
Oh, yes.
is booming.
Bring me gold.
Yeah. You see everybody, like, through the alleyways as you're sneaking around, you see all of the people that are covered in gold. They are bringing things in their hands toward the tree. Going around, you've come up to a house that has a tome on it. And that tome has a symbol of, you recognize the symbol as looking like it's on Moxie's hand.
Okay. That is... Oh, that's the one from Hex. Hex? Wait, no. What?
Trust your gut.
My gut says I should investigate. So I will investigate.
Do you do?
I will knock gently on the door.
You hear somebody say, "Who is it?"
I'm looking for Gilgor. Gilgor.
Okay. Who are you?
My name is Kai. I have an artifact I wish to speak to him about.
You see him slightly open the door. Okay. Come on in.
I go on in.
I was told to put this symbol on my door. Somebody would have a symbol like it on their hand.
I know the woman. She's
Where
outside
is
of
she?
town. She is outside of town. Because
Do all
her
of your
reception...
friends have that?
Just the one. But we are companions, and have been for quite some time.
Bring them to me.
Bring
I
them.
am Gilgul.
Okay.
If you
They
want to
will-
talk to me further, I need to see all of you.
They will not be well received in town. Can you not come to them?
No. You all are going to have to sneak your way in.
I made it this far. A group will be more difficult, but I will return. Thank you. So
As you close the door, you then hear, "Now that you've brought me all of this, let me go. Bring me more. Bring it now."
He sounds almost like a drag queen, not gonna lie.
If you don't bring me this gold, you'll end up like the rest of your family. You see the bottom of the tree as Kai, you're going through, you can kind of see a little bit of the tree, and you see lining the tree on the bottom are people frozen in gold. You see children, you see mothers, you see dogs, you see cats, you see llamas, you see all of the above. Anything that you would imagine that people would either keep as pets or anybody that is, like just a normal person within this town. You see all different types of people and things.
then I
that are
suppose
lined.
with a pang of guilt, I spot a gilded kitsune as well, as I continue on my way out.
He died.
He
Well,
was
that-
long gone.
Yeah, that one specifically, but
That
seeing
was the
another of the...
speci- Oh,
If there
fair.
were another one, which I imagine there would be more than one of that species of person in the world, in the town.
There is.
If
But
I
you
saw
do
one of
see
them,
that
it would
there
be with
are-
a pang of
There
guilt.
are other races of the kitsune kind that are in that. And there are
Yeah.
also other kitsune that are gilded in gold and carrying things toward the tree.
This is getting more complicated than I wanted. I meant if I saw one of them, it would be with a pang of guilt as I continued on my way. Anyway.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So anyway, as we reunite, I tell them what I was told and tell Moxie that we have to return with you with that mark before he will speak. But he exists,
Fine.
he lives, and we should probably all have some gold on us just in case.
Good thing I have
Splendid.
20.
It seems prudent.
May I have a couple coins just to put in my pocket?
I'd like to hand Draxus 2 gold coins.
Put it.
As
I
you all
hand
start
him
divvying
two.
out your coins, you hear psst from behind the bushes.
I look. Who's there?
Y'all thought that you would get away from me.
No. Not at all. we'd been trying
As
to
you
find
see
you.
the bounty hunter raise up from the bushes.
We'd been looking for you. We just couldn't find you.
We have been looking for you. We have something of yours.
We have completed your task.
I'm gonna need that back. And plus, I got some shit I need to tell y'all.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And that
This
is where
sounds
we're
like a
going to leave off
cliffhanger.
for the night, everybody.
What?
Right.
All right. I guess we have a lot for us
Oh.
next week.
What?
Mega cliffhanger.
Right.
As soon as you went, psst, I knew.
I'm
It's
not
wondering why we're
Krenko.
leaving an hour and a half early. That's
That's
the
a good
strange
stopping
thing.
point.
It is.
We also started fairly early.
Yeah.
No, we
Not
didn't.
that
We
early.
We
but-
started like 20 minutes early. That's what's creeping me out here. Like I'm kind of like,
Apparently,
what is going on here?
there is not.
Nothing's going
to be
on. Sarah and I have some things that we need to do early. So,
Oh.
unfortunately,
that's very
I have
legitimate.
to end the stream just a teeny bit early.
Right.
But don't
Well-
Fair
worry,
enough.
I'll make up for it next week.
And thank you everyone for watching yet another Gameplays D&D. This wraps up night 10. We will be back probably next Thursday, I imagine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think I can make time then.
And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you everyone for watching. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.